Welcome to the Sunlight Podcast. In this show, we're talking about taxes, money, and careers for self-employed people who have a big vision for changing the world with their work. I'm your host, Hannah Cole, artist, tax pro, and the founder of Sunlight Tax. If you're a creative or soul-centered entrepreneur or wellness practitioner who wants to grow your business sustainably, manage your taxes, and build a stash of fuck you money so you can control your time and have a bigger impact with your work, you are in the right place. Hello, welcome. You may have noticed that I have a new intro for the show, and I just want to call attention to it for a second and explain that I am very deliberately calling in a wider circle. You probably know that I am an artist, and that is absolutely true. I will always identify as that. But I have noticed a strong theme going on that extends far beyond artists to people who are in the healing professions, the caring professions, the wellness professions, and also soul-centered visionary professions. And basically the common thread here is that all of these groups, and of course, I also am talking and always have been talking to creative people as well, people in creative professions. All of us are one enormous family of people who are truly driven by the work itself and often less driven by the money. Now, this can have some insidious effects, and that is the trend that I have been noticing. Being underpaid, deprioritizing money, and normalizing not enough. This is something I see across all of those fields, not just creative fields. And lately, I have had lots and lots of people coming to me who are not artists and don't identify as creative, but they do identify as underpaid, not having grown up thinking that money was for people like them, people like me, and having a feeling where because you're so passionate about your vision, whether that is soulful work, healing work, therapeutic work, care work, that you have tended to put money on the back burner and deprioritized it, much to your detriment. So I am calling in all of these groups of people, widening the circle deliberately on purpose. I want to welcome you if you are not an artist, not a creative person, but you identify with a mission-driven business. You are a self-employed person who has a mission. You are welcome here. If you know what invisible labor is, what emotional labor is, then this stuff applies to you, right? If you are from a historically marginalized group, whatever that is, whether it is your gender, your lack of gender, the color of your skin, your immigration status, if you have ever been in a room with money or financial people and felt like your kind of person was not represented in that space, then my work, the work that I do here at Sunlight Tax, it is for you. So I just want to call some attention to my new intro, call some attention to why I made a little adjustment in my wording, because this work is not just for creative people. This work is for all people who have felt that money was not for us, right? So welcome here. And today I want to talk about something that relates very much to that. I want to talk about the word aggressive and setting up investments. Now, this was sparked by a conversation I had just this morning. I'm on a business retreat right now, and I was having a conversation with my friend this morning, and we were talking about her IRA. So she was telling me about her IRA and that she had set the portfolio to moderate growth. And I was like, wait a minute, but you're young, you're just 40, right? So you should have aggressive growth. That's what you want. And she was like, ooh, huh. It was kind of a moment for her, right? So here's the thing I want to talk about related to that. When you establish a retirement fund for yourself, Now, this doesn't matter if you're self-employed or if you have a day job, right? When you establish a retirement fund for yourself, an IRA, a 401k, a 403b, a solo 401k, a SEP IRA, whatever, you have to invest the money. You don't just set up that account. You have to invest the money, move the money into the account, and then invest the money once it's in the account. Okay. Now, here's the thing that I see happen. You have to generally, when you're doing a DIY investment strategy through your 401k provider, your IRA provider, typically this is a brokerage, right? So I bank through Fidelity, so mine is through Fidelity Investments, okay? Yours could be Vanguard, it could be Guideline, it could be Charles Schwab. I mean, you name it, there's a lot of them out there. But you set your investment preferences. And one of the things you do, so generally the way that this operates at your brokerage, if you're doing it yourself, is they're going to give you some kind of questionnaire. And the questionnaire is trying to suss out what your like retirement needs are. How much money are you going to need? Two, what is your time horizon, right? So are you going to need to access this money in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years, in 40 years? That makes a big difference, right? Investing is for the long term. And so if you're going to do the most high growth strategy, that is only good. You should only think of that as a strategy that is for the long term. High growth strategy also means higher risk, not crazy bananas risk, but a higher level of risk, right? A calculated, educated risk, right? We do want to be conservative when we do our investments. And by conservative, I mean tried and true, nothing fancy, nothing trendy. That's what I really want to tell you. But when you fill out that stuff, basically, if you have a time horizon that is 20 years plus, you generally speaking want fairly aggressive growth, right? That means what they're asking you is what's the mix that you are going to have inside those investments. Typically, it's trying to get at what is the ratio of stocks to bonds, high growth to low conservative growth vehicles are we going to put this money that's in your IRA, right? Or your 401k. So when you say moderate growth, you are filling out that question in a way that's saying, I don't want to do primarily stocks. It's going to influence the investments that you actually that program, that robo-advisor selects for you, okay? And generally speaking, if you have a longer time horizon, 10, 20, 30 years, you want it to be pretty aggressive. Now, please do your due diligence, take my course, learn about investing, but the longer the time horizon, you want aggressive growth because that is how you maximize your investment. That is how you get the best return on investment. It's true that investing does have a level of risk. You can lose some of the principal you put in. That is something you need to understand about investing. But on the other side, when you educate yourself about what has happened historically over time, what index funds are, it does give you a level of understanding that in general, you can expect this to grow successfully, right? So long as you don't need the money in 1 year. Because yes, you can have a huge drop in your portfolio over a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year time horizon. So in the short term, aggressive growth is not smart at all. But for the long term, it is smart. So here's the problem that I see. When you are socialized female, right? If you grew up with parents treating you like a girl, then you probably got taught, as my friend very clearly did, you probably got taught that aggression is not female, right? You probably got taught to stay away from being perceived as, from behaving aggressively, okay? So when you fill out a questionnaire, even if the smart, the educated, the thing you should definitely be doing is picking the aggressive growth, you might, like my friend, not pick that because that word itself feels off-putting to you. I have seen this before, and this conversation with my friend this morning really brought it to the surface. When you are socialized to not be aggressive, to not take risks, which research is very clear that people who grew up as girls get this kind of education. Don't take risks, stay safe. This is how we talk to female children, right? Female identified children. It's true. Statistics bear this out. And actually, the way we talk to boys is very different. We tend to say to boys, take risks, be aggressive, grow your wealth. So actually, how you were talked to as a child can actually have an impact on your investments today as a grown-ass woman. And I'm not saying that that is your fault. In fact, it's very much not. It's very much acculturated. But that is why I think it takes maybe somebody like me who's constantly looking for these things and thinking about them to maybe surface it to you so you realize, oh, when I filled out that questionnaire, it wasn't saying like, are you an aggressive person? No. It's saying, do you want a high ratio of stocks in your portfolio for high growth with a little bit more risk because it's long-term versus more bonds that are going to have low, slow, steady, and more guaranteed growth, but much more modest growth, okay? So when you're filling out that questionnaire, I want you to remember that when you're asked about your risk tolerance, you need to have a sense of your time horizon. And of course, you can pick very conservative vehicles. That is okay if that is your actual conscious choice. But if you, like my friend, are intending to have that IRA or 401k in order to grow your wealth, and you have a longer time horizon, it's time to be aggressive. All right. I hope that has helped you, everybody. Just shed a little bit of light on what that questionnaire is actually trying to do. And it might be worth right now going and logging into your bank, to your brokerage, and actually taking a look at it. See what kind of a mix you have. You can think of aggressive as high growth. Yes, higher risk, but higher growth as well. And educating yourself on finances, on basic investment strategies is going to make you aware of what is a good idea for you based on your age, right? Not based on your gender identity. Okay. All right. Awesome. I hope that this has been helpful for you to identify something that I certainly see a lot might be affecting you. And if it is left in place for years and years and years, it will have a clear negative impact on your wealth building. So I am trying to get all of you, because to me, an angel gets her wings every time somebody who has historically felt underrepresented in the world of wealth building, or has been deeply affected by the wealth gap. Every time you put money in your investments, every time you open a new IRA or move money into one or max out your IRA, an angel gets her wings. So if you like this episode, if this spoke to you, will you tell me? Message me. You can send me a DM on Instagram, or even better, share this episode to your stories and tell me what your biggest takeaway was. This is so valuable to me, and I tend to bring you more content on the episodes that get the most comments. So if you like this, if this was valuable for you and you want to see more episodes like this, I would love to hear from you, and I will take note. Also, if you have maxed out your IRA or opened your very first IRA in your lifetime, oh my gosh, please let me know. I will celebrate you. I might even send you a very silly video. So you can just tag me in your stories on Instagram and I will send you something. All right. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. I'm so happy that you are here. I hope you have a great day. Bye.